In RVs, one thing I find far too often is loose connections. And as you can see, these are not even finger tight, really, to be honest with you. Now that was a battery, but I often find it in transfer switches, short cord inlets, in the breaker panel, fuse panel, and really just all around the RV. A lot of times it comes from the manufacturer like that. Sometimes it's from things that people have installed incorrectly. But I want to stress to you guys that just because it works after you hook it up or tighten something down does not mean that it's okay. One of my recent videos addressing the shore cord melting issues, a lot of the times that has to do with loose connections. When it comes to electrical connections, there is a proper tightness. Some things actually have a specific torque setting, especially when dealing with higher voltages or amp draws, such as things like transfer switches and short cord inlets. They will have a torque specification on how tight they're supposed to be, because tightening them too much can actually cause damage as well. And that's really the same with even your smaller connections. If you, even using a little butt connector or a crimp, if you over crimp it, over tighten it, you can actually just break that wire. My point is, you need a nice secure connection for electrical components. And sometimes you actually can't over tighten them. You need to be careful about over tighten, under tighten. Why? Because not only can it cause things not to work, for instance, loose battery connections can cause things like hydraulic systems for leveling and slides not to work properly, but it can actually create a ton of resistance, which in turn creates heat, which can cause things to melt or fire. Working with electrical, whether it's something really small or something heavy duty, you want to make sure you take your time and you're not rushing through it or slapping it together. Because the time you saved by rushing through something may end up just costing you in the long run.